My name is Rachel Cooper. I'm 26 years old. 8 weeks ago, I walked into my parents' backyard during their annual 4th of July party. 60 people filled the lawn. Family friends, neighbors, my father's business associates, everyone in their matching nautical-themed outfits. My mother was showing off photos on her phone. "Yes, that's our new yacht. 42 feet, fully equipped. We finally saved enough to buy her. We named her Second Chance because we're living our best lives now." Everyone admired the photos. My father beamed with pride. 30 years of hard work and careful saving. This is what financial responsibility looks like. Then someone asked, "What does Rachel think of the yacht?" My mother laughed. "Oh, Rachel couldn't possibly appreciate it. She's never been good with money. We've tried to teach her, but some people just don't understand the value of saving." 60 witnesses heard my mother praise their careful financial planning while dismissing my supposed irresponsibility. But what they didn't know was that standing near the drink table was a woman named Catherine Mills, a forensic financial investigator from the State Attorney General's office. And what my parents really didn't know was that the $380,000 they'd spent on that yacht, along with the $290,000 on renovations, the $150,000 BMW, and the $95,000 country club membership, came from my accident settlement that they'd taken for safekeeping 7 years ago when I was 19 and in a coma. Before I tell you what happened when Catherine walked over and introduced herself to my parents, please like and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy this story. Drop a comment. Where are you watching from and what time is it? I'd love to hear from you. Now let me take you back to where this really began. Growing up in Scottsdale, Arizona, I learned early that my brother Tyler was the golden child, and I was the afterthought. My family consisted of my father, who ran a moderately successful insurance agency, my mother, who worked part-time as a real estate agent, my younger brother Tyler, who could do no wrong, and me, the daughter who was always just a little disappointing. Tyler brought home potential. I brought home effort. When I was 14, I won a statewide essay competition on environmental conservation. First place out of 800 entries. The prize included $2,000 and a trip to Washington, D.C. to meet with environmental policymakers. I showed my parents the acceptance letter, practically vibrating with excitement. My father glanced at it. "That's nice, Rachel. Make sure you thank the teachers who helped you." That same week, Tyler made the JV soccer team. Not varsity, not even as a starter. JV bench warmer. My parents threw a celebration barbecue, invited 40 people, bought Tyler $500 worth of new soccer gear. I told myself it was different. Sports required equipment. Essay competitions just required words. At 17, I got accepted to Arizona State University with a partial academic scholarship to study civil engineering. I wanted to design sustainable infrastructure, to build systems that would help communities thrive. My parents came to my high school graduation, but left immediately after to help Tyler move into his dorm room for a summer basketball camp. They gave me a card with $50 inside. "For college supplies," my mother said. 2 years earlier, when Tyler graduated 8th grade with a 2.8 GPA, they'd given him a $3,000 gaming computer and a new phone. I told myself it was fine. Tyler was younger. He needed more support. Then, 2 months before I was supposed to start at ASU, everything changed. I was driving home from my summer job at an engineering firm, an internship I'd gotten on my own merit. A drunk driver ran a red light and hit my car at 60 miles per hour. Driver's side impact. I don't remember the accident. I don't remember the ambulance or the emergency room or the first surgery. I woke up 3 weeks later in ICU. Broken pelvis, shattered femur, traumatic brain injury, internal injuries, 3 surgeries already completed with 2 more to come. My parents were there. That's what everyone told me later. They were there every day, holding my hand, talking to doctors, making decisions. But I don't remember any of it. What I do remember is the pain. Months of it. Physical therapy that made me scream. learning to walk again, learning to think clearly again through the fog of brain injury, watching my freshman year of college disappear while I was stuck in a hospital bed, then a rehabilitation center, then back at my parents' house because I couldn't live alone. The drunk driver had been uninsured, but my lawyer, a personal injury attorney named David Chen, who my father had found, filed a civil suit against the bar that had overserved him, the restaurant where the incident started, and the driver's employer who'd been liable. 18 months after the accident, we won. Settlement? $1.2 million. I was 19 years old, still recovering, still doing physical therapy 3 times a week, still struggling with memory problems from the TBI. Mr. Chen called me into his office. "Rachel, this is a significant settlement. At your age and with your injuries, you need to be very careful how this money is managed." "I understand." "I'd recommend setting up a structured settlement, payments over time, or a trust with professional management. This money needs to last. It's for your medical expenses, your lost earning potential, your future care." My father was at that meeting. "Rachel's still recovering from her brain injury. She can barely manage her own schedule. I think it's best if we handle this for her. For safekeeping." Mr. Chen looked uncomfortable. "Mr. Cooper, Rachel is legally an adult. The settlement is hers." "I understand that, but she's clearly not capable of managing this kind of money right now. Look at her. She's still in a wheelchair. She can't even remember what day it is half the time." I was in a wheelchair, and I did have memory problems. The TBI had affected my short-term memory and executive function. I was getting better, but slowly. "Rachel," Mr. Chen said gently, "what do you want to do?" I looked at my father. He'd been taking care of me for 18 months, driving me to appointments, helping with insurance, managing my medications. I was so tired, so overwhelmed. "Dad can help," I said quietly. "Just for now, until I'm better." Mr. Chen made me sign documents. Everything was legal. The money was transferred to a joint account, my name and my father's name. For safekeeping and management during recovery. $1.2 million. After legal fees and medical expenses already paid, $947,000 went into that account. My father promised to invest it wisely, to keep it safe for my future, to use it only for my care and recovery. I trusted him. That was 7 years ago. For the first 2 years, I focused on recovery, physical therapy, cognitive therapy, slowly rebuilding my life. I deferred my ASU admission, then enrolled 2 years late, studied part-time while still doing therapy. I lived at home because I couldn't afford rent. My settlement was invested, my father said. Couldn't touch it, needed to let it grow. Meanwhile, Tyler went to college on my parents' dime. They paid his full tuition to a private university, $45,000 a year, bought him a car, paid for his apartment. "We can afford it now," my mother said vaguely when I asked how. I was too focused on healing to question it. I graduated from ASU at 24 with a degree in civil engineering. 2 years late, but I did it. Got a job at a small firm in Phoenix making $58,000 a year. I moved into my own apartment, a tiny 1-bedroom in a rough neighborhood, because it was all I could afford. Started paying my own bills, managing my own life. "I should start accessing my settlement money," I told my father. "I want to buy a small condo, maybe go back for my master's degree." "It's all invested, Rachel, tied up in long-term funds. Can't touch it without penalties. You're doing fine on your salary, just be patient." I trusted him. He was my father. He'd taken care of me when I was helpless. Why would he lie? But then small things started bothering me. My parents bought a new house, a big one in North Scottsdale with a pool and a casita. $675,000. "We sold some investments," my mother explained. "We'd been planning this for years." They bought new cars, a BMW for my father, a Mercedes for my mother. "Business is going well," my father said. They joined an exclusive country club, started taking expensive vacations, Cabo, Hawaii, Europe. We deserve to enjoy ourselves, my mother said. We worked hard. Meanwhile, I was living paycheck to paycheck, still having medical expenses. I needed ongoing physical therapy for chronic pain from my injuries. My insurance covered some, but not all. I asked my father again about accessing my settlement. Rachel, you need to be responsible. That money is for your future, not for frivolous spending. It's not frivolous. It's medical expenses, and I want to buy a home. You have a job. You can save for those things. The settlement is invested for long-term growth. Trust me, I tried to access the joint account online. The bank said I needed both signatures for any transactions over $500. My father had set it up that way. I was trapped. Last year, Tyler got married. The wedding cost $85,000. My parents paid for everything. How can you afford this? I asked my mother. Rachel, stop being jealous. Tyler is starting his life. We want to help him. What about my settlement? I haven't seen a single statement in 7 years. I don't even know where the money is. It's invested. Your father handles it. Stop questioning everything. But I couldn't stop questioning. Something was wrong. 6 months ago, I hired a lawyer. Not Mr. Chen, he'd retired. A new attorney named Jennifer Park who specialized in financial elder abuse and exploitation. I know I'm not elderly, I told her, but I was incapacitated when my father took control of my settlement, and now I can't access it, and they're spending money like crazy. Jennifer listened carefully. How much was the settlement? $947,000 after fees. And you've never received any distributions? No statements? Nothing. He says it's all invested and I can't touch it. Rachel, you're 26 years old. You've been mentally competent for years. That money is yours. Even in a joint account, you should have access to statements and distributions. She filed a request with the bank for full account history. What came back made me sick. The account had been drained. Systematically. Over 7 years. $675,000 withdrawn 2 years after the accident, the same time my parents bought their house. $150,000 withdrawn 3 years ago, when they bought the BMW and Mercedes. $95,000 withdrawn 18 months ago, country club membership. Dozens of smaller withdrawals, $30,000 here, $50,000 there. Vacations, Tyler's tuition, Tyler's wedding. The current account balance, $3,247. Almost $1 million. Gone. I called my father, shaking. Where's my money? Rachel, I don't know what you're talking about. The settlement account. It's almost empty. Where did it go? Long pause. I invested it. Some investments didn't perform well. Markets fluctuate. You withdrew $675,000 in one transaction. That's not market fluctuation, that's theft. Rachel, you're upset. We should talk about this calmly. I want every dollar accounted for. Now. He hung up. Jennifer filed a civil suit. Fraud, breach of fiduciary duty, financial exploitation of a vulnerable adult. We demanded full accounting and restitution. But there was more. Jennifer connected me with Catherine Mills, a forensic financial investigator who worked with the State Attorney General's office on financial crimes. Catherine was thorough. She subpoenaed records from my parents' bank accounts, credit cards, mortgage documents, everything. Rachel, she said after 2 weeks, your parents stole your settlement and used it to fund their entire lifestyle. The house, your money. The cars, your money. The country club, the vacations, Tyler's education, his wedding, all your money. Can we prove it? Absolutely. The timeline is damning. They had average income and average expenses until 2 years after your accident. Then suddenly they're buying $675,000 houses and luxury cars. And it all matches the withdrawals from your settlement account. What happens now? I'm recommending criminal charges. Grand theft, financial exploitation, fraud. This is serious, Rachel. They could face prison time. Part of me felt sick. Part of me felt vindicated. "There's one more thing," Catherine said. "Your parents just bought a yacht, 42 feet, docked at Canyon Lake. Purchase price? $380,000. Paid in cash 3 months ago. My settlement money. Spent on a yacht while I lived in a terrible apartment and struggled with medical bills." "They're having a 4th of July party," I said slowly. "Big party at their house, they always do." Catherine smiled grimly. "Would you mind if I attended? I have some questions for them." The 4th of July arrived. I wasn't planning to go. I'd barely spoken to my parents since discovering the theft. But Catherine convinced me. "Let them show off their yacht to their friends. Let them brag about their financial responsibility. Then I'll introduce myself." I agreed. The party was exactly as I expected. 60 people in red, white, and blue, expensive catered food. My parents holding court, showing off their perfect life. My mother was on her phone showing yacht photos. "Yes, we finally saved enough to buy her. 30 years of hard work and careful financial planning." I stood on the edge of the crowd, feeling sick. Then Catherine walked over to my mother. "Mrs. Cooper? I'm Catherine Mills, forensic financial investigator with the Arizona Attorney General's office." My mother's smile froze. What?" "I've been investigating the financial exploitation of your daughter, Rachel Cooper. Specifically, the $947,000 settlement she received 7 years ago that was placed in a joint account with your husband for safekeeping." The crowd went silent. My father rushed over. "This is a private party, you need to leave." Catherine pulled out her badge. "Mr. Cooper, I have some questions about several large withdrawals from account number ending in 7834. Do those withdrawals ring a bell?" "I don't know what you're talking about." "Let me refresh your memory." Catherine pulled out documents. 2 years after Rachel's accident, you withdrew $675,000. The same day, you made a down payment on this house. Coincidence? People were staring now. My Uncle Tom, my mother's brother, spoke up. "Wait, that settlement was Rachel's money, from her accident." "Exactly," Catherine said. "Money that was supposed to be held for her care and future. Instead, the Coopers spent it. The house, Rachel's money. The BMW and Mercedes, Rachel's money. The country club membership, Rachel's money." My mother was crying. "We were helping her. She couldn't manage it." "She was 19 and recovering from a brain injury," Catherine agreed. "Which is exactly why you had a fiduciary duty to protect those funds, not steal them." She held up more papers. "Tyler Cooper's college tuition, $180,000 total. Rachel's settlement. His wedding, $85,000. Rachel's settlement. European vacation last year, $35,000. Rachel's settlement." "This is insane!" my father shouted. "That money was in a joint account. It was legal." "The joint account was established for the purpose of managing Rachel's recovery expenses. Using it to fund your personal lifestyle is embezzlement." Catherine smiled coldly. "And then there's the yacht. Second Chance, 42 feet, purchased for $380,000 cash 3 months ago. Where did that cash come from, Mr. Cooper?" My father couldn't answer. "I'll tell you where," Catherine continued. "The last major withdrawal from Rachel's settlement account, $380,000, transferred to your personal account, used to buy a yacht while your daughter lives in a $950 a month apartment and struggles to pay her medical bills." The crowd was murmuring now, shocked, angry. My Aunt Susan spoke up. "Rachel was in a coma for 3 weeks. She almost died, and you stole her settlement money?" "We didn't steal anything," my mother shrieked. "We managed it. We invested it." "You invested it in your own lifestyle," I said quietly. Everyone turned to look at me. "I trusted you. I was 19 and broken and scared, and I trusted you to keep my money safe. Instead, you spent it all." My father's face was red. Rachel, you don't understand business. I understand theft. I understand that you took $947,000 that was meant for my medical care and my future, and you spent it on luxury items while telling me I couldn't access it because it was invested. Catherine stepped forward. Mr. and Mrs. Cooper, I'm here to inform you that the Attorney General's office is filing criminal charges: grand theft, financial exploitation of a vulnerable adult, fraud, and breach of fiduciary duty. You'll be formally served within the week. My mother collapsed into a chair, sobbing. My father looked like he'd been punched. Additionally, Catherine continued, we're seeking full restitution. The house, the cars, the country club membership, and yes, the yacht, all purchased with stolen funds. They'll be seized and sold to repay Rachel. You can't take our house, my mother wailed. You bought it with your daughter's settlement money while she was recovering from a brain injury, Catherine said flatly. Yes, we can absolutely take it. My Uncle Tom walked over to me. Rachel, I'm so sorry. We didn't know. If we'd known. Others came over, apologizing, offering support, saying they'd had no idea. My brother Tyler stood frozen. Dad, is this true? My father couldn't look at him. Tyler, I said, they paid your tuition with my settlement. The wedding, too. You didn't know, but now you do. His face crumpled. Oh my God, Rachel, I'm so sorry. I didn't. They said business was good. I know. This isn't your fault. But my parents were a different story. As Catherine escorted them inside to answer questions, as the party dissolved into shocked conversations, as their perfect life crumbled, I felt nothing but cold clarity. They'd stolen from their injured daughter. They'd spent 7 years lying, and they'd done it all while calling me financially irresponsible. That was 8 weeks ago. My parents were arrested and arraigned. They took a plea deal: 5 years probation, full restitution, and permanent prohibition from handling anyone else's finances. Their house is being sold. The cars are being sold. The country club membership was canceled, and yes, the yacht is being sold. Total expected recovery: approximately $890,000. Not the full amount, but close. My father's insurance agency has been suspended. My mother's real estate license was revoked. Their reputation is destroyed. Tyler called me last week, crying. I'm paying you back. Every dollar they spent on my education and wedding. It'll take years, but I'm doing it. Tyler, you didn't know. Doesn't matter, it was your money. I benefited. I'm paying it back. I started therapy to process it all. The betrayal, the theft, the years of gaslighting. Your parents exploited you at your most vulnerable, my therapist said. That's a profound violation. It's okay to be angry. I am angry. But I'm also free. Jennifer, my lawyer, helped me set up a proper trust for the recovered funds. Professional management, clear oversight, distributions for medical expenses and investment. This is how it should have been done 7 years ago, she said. Catherine became an unexpected friend. I see cases like yours too often, she told me. Family members who exploit vulnerable adults. It's particularly cruel when it's parents and children. People ask if I'll ever reconcile with my parents, if family isn't worth preserving. And here's what I know. My parents had 7 years to do the right thing. They could have managed my money honestly. They could have helped me access it when I was ready. They could have been transparent. Instead, they stole it and lied about it. They funded their dream life while I struggled. And they did it all while I was still recovering from injuries that nearly killed me. That's not family. That's exploitation. I'm 26 years old. I'm rebuilding my life with the money that was always mine. I'm buying a condo, going back for my master's degree, getting the medical care I need, and I'm doing it without them. If you're reading this and someone is controlling money that belongs to you, please get help. Document everything. Hire a lawyer. Contact authorities. Your money is yours. Your future is yours. And no one, not even family, has the right to steal it. Thank you for reading my story. If it resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment. Have you ever had family exploit you financially? How did you fight back? I'd love to hear from you. You deserve protection, not exploitation. You deserve honesty, not lies. And you deserve your own money, not theirs. Yours.